Hello and welcome to Cookery at Mason's Storm, the cooking show that focuses on easy, delicious meals. On today's episode, we're going to be making some vegetarian chicken wings with cauliflower. Stay tuned to see how it's done. For ingredients, I have 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1/2 teaspoon of cayenne pepper powder, 1/2 cup of flour, 1/4 cup of milk, and 1/4 cup of mild hot sauce. If you don't like spicy things, use ketchup instead. And of course I got a cauliflower. I did end up needing some water later to kind of thin things out, but we can look at that later. To begin the process, we're going to take our cauliflower and we're going to cut it up. First, we're going to cut off all the green stem type stuff. This can be avoided if you buy a cauliflower that's, I believe it's called a cauliflower crown. It doesn't have the rooty stuff here on the bottom, but it doesn't take very long to get rid of that. And then once we get rid of that, then we can start kind of chopping it up. We want nice bite-sized pieces of cauliflower. Most of the flower part and not so much of the stem. So I'm actually going to remove a lot of the stem and I'll use that in another recipe or just eat it raw because cauliflower is amazing. From here, I'm just kind of breaking the cauliflower up into smaller pieces and removing stem pieces. And I can just use my hands to kind of break out some of them into nice floury pieces of cauliflower. And other ones I have to cut a little bit, but through a combination of the two, I'm eventually able to separate the flower portion of the cauliflower from all of the stems, which is just fantastic. And I have all these nice bite-sized pieces of cauliflower. They're going to be perfect once we coat them in sauce and roast them up. Now we are done messing around with cauliflower and it's time to make our sauce. So we have our medium-sized bowl and we're going to add in our liquids. First the milk, then the hot sauce, then we'll start adding our dry ingredients. Going to add in the flour, then the spices, so the onion powder and the cayenne pepper powder. Now to simply mix it all up and see what we get. And I noticed it was a little bit dry, so this is when I decided to add the water in. And then it looked a lot nicer. Then I was able to dump all the cauliflower in and start mixing the cauliflower in with our spice mixture. I kept kind of mixing it until it was all combined and all of the cauliflowers dyed in the color of the spices. And now we can take our cauliflower, now that it's ready, and dump it on a nice sheet pan. And once it's all on the pan, we're just going to disperse it so it's evenly spaced. I think next time I'm going to try doing it on a wire rack on top of a pan, see if that does anything better or worse. Because it did have a little bit of stickage, and that was a little bit unfortunate. And then once we're done getting everything kind of spread out, we're going to toss it in the oven at 400 degrees, and we're going to bake it for 20 minutes. And that's not the end of this though. After 20 minutes, we're going to take it out, and then we're going to flip all of it over. So I'm just going to use a turner lifter device here and kind of scrape to the base of the sill mat and just kind of flip everything over. That way I can get an even cooking on both sides of the cauliflower. And this worked surprisingly well. But I do think maybe using a wire mesh to kind of lift everything over top might be a little bit better, because some of the mixture kind of cooked down and kind of stuck everything together. And yeah, either way, we throw it back in the oven, give it another 20 minutes, and that's the end of the cooking process. And here's what it looks like when it's done. Just kind of scrape everything off, get it all free, and then you're free to eat your cauliflower chicken wings. I thought they tasted pretty good. You can put other sauces on them or whatever you want at this point, but the texture and the consistency is just fabulous. I highly recommend this. Let me know in the comments below if you've ever made this style of chicken wing. And if you like my content or would like to see more of it, please like and subscribe. And until next time, stay awesome.